Hey everybody, this is Ryan with Corvus Lore, and you are watching CMS TV, Classic Metal Show.
It's How To, right here on your Classic Metal Show with Thinking About You. I got to be honest with you, I don't know much about How To, but that one goes out by request by Mark Russell. And we heard Walks Like a Woman. Let's see, who was that for? Chad Moore. And then we heard All's Fair in Love and War from Lillian Axe for the lovely Shelley Rocks in the chat room.
What a terrible name for a band. How To.
How To.
Is it H-O space T-O?
No, it's H-O-W-E and two lines for two, like the Roman numeral 2.
Let's see if I can find them there. Because if you just said that, I just went and looked up How To Band, and it brought me up 400 things on how to start a band.
Oh, it's just How To.
Let's figure out who these fuckwads are.
These fuckwads.
How To, the first album, they didn't even have a wiki page, just the album does. High Gear is the first studio album by the American rock band How To, released in 1989 through Shrapnel Records. How To was a short-lived group fronted by guitarist Greg Howe and his brother Albert Howe on vocals.
Okay.
So it's, let's see if we can find out who the other guys are. Here we go. Albert Howe on vocals, Greg Howe on guitar, Vern Parsons on bass, and Jeff Navallo on drums. Wow, with Mike Varney and Jason Becker throwing in some guitar on track 9.
Okay.
The song called Party Favors.
All right.
Is that the one you just played? What did you just play?
Thinking of You.
Thinking of You. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, none of the good guys played on that one.
Well, since it's a holiday weekend,
yeah,
and since we have a tendency to just kind of make these type of shows kind of a fuck around show,
right? Right.
I thought I would bring back a segment we haven't done in a while.
Okay.
There's a request in the chat room that we need a Snatchchat bumper. Dude, I'm in a total fucking sexed up porn fucking drunk stupor tonight. I'm just ready to talk about pussy, 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 pussy.
Isn't that like the greatest word ever? Cunt.
Roast beef.
Pictures of snatch shoots. The snatch.
You got 3 inches of moist skin flaps, and we'll do anything for that.
Very true. I sound like a prophet there.
Well, I thought it's been a while since we've done this Snatch Chat for a while.
Sure.
And I ran across an article this week. I was just like, and again, I know we have a few women who listen to the show. And
they might want to tune out for the next hour.
Well, no, I don't think that's the thing. I think I want to know if they share these sentiments.
Okay.
This article here, and I read it, and I'm just going, is this really a concern? Are these things a concern for women in general?
Mm-hmm.
So the name of the article is "My Dude, Get a Clue."
Okay.
Women are sharing the things they can't believe we still have to explain to the men in our lives.
All right.
All right. Recently, we shared some especially clueless things that certain men have said about women's bodies. Chris.
Okay.
Yeah. You horrible men.
That's us.
The first full hour of the show tonight was dedicated to Jesus Christ, son of a bitch.
Well, dude, wait, did you see in the chat room the thumbnail that I put up that I made for YouTube?
I saw the big fatty.
I don't know that that's even going to fly.
Is that the white Lizzo?
Yeah, exactly. She's Wizzo.
Yes. So anyway, recently we shared some of the especially clueless things that certain men have said about women's bodies, lives, rights, and experiences. And in the comments, of which there are more than 300, women have shared even more ignorant, wrong, or just plain misogynistic things they've experienced.
Okay.
So I just thought this would be kind of a fun topic.
Sure will be.
Here's some of what they had to say. I'm not vain. I'm looking at my reflection in the windows to make sure no one is following me. Don't come up and tell me it's okay. Your hair is fine. You're what I'm afraid of.
What?
So there's a safety tip for women out
Okay.
there that says if you think you're being followed, stop and look in a store window and use the window as a mirror to see who's behind you.
Okay.
And basically they're saying, I'm not vain. I'm looking at my reflection in the window to make sure that no one is following me. So don't come up to me and tell me it's okay. Your hair looks fine. You're the one I'm afraid of.
Oh, please. All right. I already hate this bitch, but go ahead.
Well, that's just one comment.
All right.
So again, is that a concern? I mean, I understand the safety on the streets and stuff, but do men come up and say, "Don't worry, your hair looks good"?
I've never done that.
I haven't either, but I'm just telling you what these people have are reporting as being clueless men who have said things to them.
Right.
If I have to roll the garbage can out to the curb at night, I leave the porch and the front door to our house open so I can run quickly in if I sense danger. One night, my husband walked by the open doors and slammed them shut and then scolded me for leaving them open. When I explained why I did it, the 6'5", 230-pound man looked blankly at me and said, "What? No one's going to mess with you when you take the garbage out." Especially if you're looking like a wreck, like
Yeah.
what's her face?
Susanna Hoffs.
No, not her. The other one.
Oh, Bridget Fonda.
Bridget Fonda.
They might stuff her in the can if they can get her in it.
Right. Exactly. All right. My husband told me.
Hold on, real quick.
That's
Breaking. Look who is in the chat. Look at that.
wow. Look at that.
Hello, Red.
Mr. Big Voice guy.
Oh, shit.
Mr. Big Voice man.
Haven't heard from Red in forever. Look
Yeah.
at that.
He's busy with his big radio career.
He is. He's way bigger than us.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He's left us little men behind.
That's right. Now he's on 43 radio shows and just doing his thing.
That's what he does. He was given that voice that just, rocks the nation.
That's right. Classic country gold or whatever he's doing. Old country radio. Good for him. Hey, Red, what's up?
Yep. All right.
All right, go ahead.
My husband recently told me that he gave a stranger a ride in his truck by himself.
Oh my God.
It was pouring. He saw this person walking, so he felt bad. I looked at him in such shock and told him that it would never even occur to me to pick up a stranger in my car by myself.
All right, well, so don't.
It's kind of my point. It's just like, so what's your issue here?
Who's telling you to pick up a stranger by yourself?
Nobody. It's like, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, I mean, who the fuck is saying this?
Women to their husbands and their significant others.
Oh, shut up.
It's a snatch chat, Chris. Come on.
Oh my God.
Get in the spirit.
I am. I'm just trying to figure out see, I'll tell you what the biggest problem with this story is. This is this new age of fucking women that think that we're all equal.
Yeah.
We're not. If you pick up some dude on the street, you may very well end up fucking duct taped in his basement. We are probably not going to end up that way.
Goes to show you that we are not equal.
That's right. And that being said, John Wayne Gacy had a whole lot of fun capturing dudes. We just don't fear it as much as you. You're so afraid of being raped. We're not afraid of being dead. Suck it up. Dumb bitches.
I hate it. I hate that it takes some men having daughters to realize that we're actually people.
That's still debatable.
Some husbands can't understand why their wives object to groping after marriage. After all, we're married now, so I can touch you anyway, anytime, right? I'm just showing you how attractive you are. I consider it immature frat boy bullshit, and it's not a turn on.
This is a miserable marriage.
Exactly.
Holy cow. That is just... If you don't want your husband to give you a little smack on the ass or something,
or tweak your boob, or give you a pinch on the ass, or whatever.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to go find it somewhere else.
Yeah, we're going to go to Deja Vu and tweak a stripper's ass.
Part of your job as the wife is to be our whore.
Yeah.
Because we're not allowed to go and get other whores anymore. So you have to fill that role.
Right.
That's your job.
Well, you're supposed to just okay, we're just friends now.
Oh, now we're married, separate bedrooms.
Yeah. We live as roommates now.
No. Dude, so I'm watching that show, The Chi. I was telling you about that show, The Chi.
Right. Yes.
And there's one scene in The Chi where there's this dude, and he's kind of looking out the window. He's a younger dude. He's like living with his mom or something.
Okay.
And he's just sitting there looking out the window, making sure his mom doesn't come, while this chick's blowing him, sitting right there at the window, and the chick's just fucking going to town, sucking his dick, right?
Right.
My only thought, and I kid you not, it's so ironic that you brought this up.
Yes.
Because I literally, the thought that went through my head is, that would make me want to get married again. That was the thought that jumped into my head. That's the relationship I want. Just casually hanging out here. Here's this dick. Take care of it.
Yeah, but as soon as that ring is on that finger,
yeah, done.
No more.
I know, but I just for a fleeting second, that was like the thought that just jumped in my head, and I was like, that could be good.
Right.
But that's what you want. I mean, dude, especially a jealous wife. If you're the kind of wife that doesn't want that, then you better be open to an open marriage, strip clubbing, swinging. Because if you're not going to part of our natural instinct is to enjoy every bit of woman.
Yeah.
The ass, the tits, the blowjobs, the pussy,
right.
The asshole, all of it. That's part of our job as guys. That's our DNA.
Well, that's just nature.
Yeah.
It's not a learned thing. It's just that's just nature.
Yeah. And let me tell you about the choice to get married. Just so you ladies don't misunderstand the choice to get married. When we choose to marry you, we're literally saying, forget what we're saying to you. We're lying to you with everything we're saying. We really are. All the bullshit that you're hearing about, you know what? I just want to build my life with you and live forever with you. And all that shit that we tell you to get you to say yes is shit. It's all lies. In our own heads, we are sitting around telling ourselves, am I going to be able to only fuck this girl? Am I going to be able, does she suck dick well enough that I don't really want to try out other chicks' mouths?
Right.
Is she willing to give me anal? Is she dirty enough for me?
Right.
Those are the things that go through our minds. Meanwhile, you chicks go through I wonder if he's going to make enough money to take care of me. I wonder if he'll buy me a house. I wonder if he'll buy me the shoes that I want. That's the difference. We evaluate it as, We have to, for us to say, marry me, we have to somehow convince ourselves that you will stay whore enough for us.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, y'all know this. When you're all dating us, trying to get us to marry you, you're way over whoring. We know that. We absolutely know that. We know that you're over whoring, and we actually take it into our mind. I remember when I was first dating before I got married, she was giving me 10 times the pussy I knew I was going to get later. I knew it. But I evaluated in my head about how much is this going to drop off?
Yeah.
You know, you think like, I think like that. I always thought like that.
Well, I'll tell a story. I may have even told the story on the show years ago, but
Okay.
after I got divorced when I was 23, after I got divorced, I got divorced in May of 87.
Okay.
And the divorce wasn't final until I think it was like the 3rd of September, like, 30 years ago tomorrow or something.
Right.
Anyway, right after I got divorced, I took this part-time job at the mall. It was just, I had a lot of time on my hands because my job schedule was, I was working 7 days straight, 12 hours a day.
Right.
And I got 7 days off in a row.
Okay.
And 7 days on, 12 hours, 7 days off.
Right.
So I had a full week of that. That was the greatest schedule I ever worked in my life. It was like having a vacation every other week.
Sure. It's nice.
So, I was young, 23, single. I could do anything. And it was coming up on Christmas. I remember this. My friend of mine and we were walking through the mall, and there was this gal. I'm going to say she was in her 30s, maybe.
Okay.
She was setting up this area in the middle of the mall to sell these styrofoam airplanes, those glider.
Oh, yeah, I remember the big gliders.
Yeah. Well, she was going to sell these over Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was she was kind of a petite, cute woman. And I walked up to her and I was just kind of kidding around with her, just being flirtatious with her. I'm just like,
sure.
She was wearing like a pilot's uniform. She was into the whole, flying thing, looking like a pilot. So I walked up and I was just kind of kidding with her. And I was just like, hey, I want to fly with you. I want to be your co-pilot. I was just, flirting with her a little bit. And she goes, are you serious? And I'm just like, yeah. She goes, I could really use some help. And I said, yeah, but I got a full-time job. And she says, well, what do you do? And we got into my whole job thing. And she goes, I could use you every other week if you want to come work, through Christmas. And I didn't need the job and I didn't need the money. I just thought it would just be something fun to do, just to get out and be around people. And so I said, all right, if you're into it, I'll do it. So I worked at the mall.
Okay.
And I was working across this thing was set up in the middle of the mall type area. And there was like a sports shop right across from where we had our little booth set up. And I had to demonstrate how I did work like at the mall. Like I worked at the mall. and what I had to do was just stand there and demonstrate these glider planes, so I'm just like flying these things and do barrel rolls and flying around and, I got really good at it, because I was doing it all day.
Sure.
So this little blonde girl come tripping down through the mall, heels, short skirt, hair, makeup done, just smoking little hottie.
Yeah.
And I'd see her every day. She'd go into the sports shop and she'd come out the mall and she'd kind of stand there and watch me. And I walked over and made introductions. And it's like, what's your story? And, I work down here at KB Toys at the other end of the mall. I'm just down here visiting my mom. She works here at this sports shop thing. It's like, all right. So I'd see her every day and she'd come by and say hello and chit chat. And I finally started going out with her.
Okay.
I was 23. She was 19. She was just built like a little brick shit house. She was like 5'1", maybe 5'2" at the tallest.
Right.
Nice big boobs, shapely legs, just sharp as hell.
Hell yeah.
A good looking girl.
Mhm.
I was just like, holy shit. So anyway, long story short, we're dating for about 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
And her family, her mother and her stepfather, they were originally from St. George, Utah.
Okay.
And they owned 2 houses. They had a house in St. George and they had a house in the high desert where I was living. And her stepfather worked at Northrop.
Right.
Well, they were just kind of stretched out. Exactly. That's exactly it too. So they decided they were kind of stretched on finances, and
Right.
her stepdad had a security clearance working out at Northrop,
Right.
and they keep an eye on your finances and things. And if they think that you're if they think that you're in financial distress, you could lose your security clearance because
Sure.
they might suspect you of maybe selling secrets or something to, get yourself out of financial bind.
Sure.
So
Mhm.
he was concerned about losing a security clearance, and so they decide to sell the house there in the high desert. And so
Okay.
she basically approached me and just like, well, we're selling the house. Uh, Either I move to St. George with my mom and my sister, or I live with you.
All right.
And I'm just like, I don't want this chick moving in with me. It's
Yeah.
I got out of a marriage. And
Right.
I've been dating this chick like for four months or so. It's like, I'm not going to have some girl move in with me.
Yeah.
So of course I went through the turmoil, just like the Chris Aiken just went through the whole, well, what if she did move in with me? Am I going to get the satisfaction I've been getting from her for the last 4 months? Because
Yeah.
we banged like bunnies. Trust me. There
Mhm.
were times that her mother would be on. I worked nights, so I would
Right.
see her in the day. Her mother would drop her off at my house on the way to work, on the way to work, and she would just crawl into bed and just stay there with me all day.
Nice.
And this girl, after being married to just an awful person, this was like heaven sent here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And banging this girl out 3 to 4 times a day was not uncommon. So
She's the one that called you like hog or something, right?
she he-whore.
Eeyore, that's right.
She called me her he-whore.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I was just like, oh man, I don't want her moving here. I don't want to lose her, but I don't want her moving here, and I'm just going through this whole turmoil, and it got down to the whole last week. Okay, what's the decision? Am I going back to Utah, or am I staying here? So I relented like a dumbass, and I said, okay, you can stay here. Now, mind you, every time I saw her, every time I picked her up and we did anything, she was all dolled up, always wore dresses, always her best.
Now she's in a muumuu and sweats.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So I said, okay, listen, I'm gonna let you move in here. I said, but here's the ground rules.
Mhm.
You have to keep the place clean. You gotta, keep things orderly, because you've been to my home. I've always been the way that I am. I keep things straight.
Yeah.
I said, all you have to do is keep the house clean, keep things orderly. Don't cause me any problems, and everything will be great.
Don't use the furniture in the living room. Don't sit on the plastic.
Well, within weeks, it was come home, hair is pulled back in a ponytail,
right?
And the sweats, the furniture is dusty. She's not doing shit. Then
bag of potato chips on the couch while Days of Our Lives is on the TV.
and within a very short amount of time, and I'm talking weeks. She started packing on the pounds already.
Yeah.
Already. And so I was just like, this ain't working. I was just like, you and I have got to have a talk here. You've been here 6 weeks, and look what's happened just in 6 weeks. She wasn't my little doll anymore. She was like a orphan or something. that I was taking
Right.
care of. I was so disappointed.
That's right.
And needless to say, that ended badly. It ended badly.
I can't imagine that it would have ended any other way. So how did you end up putting her out?
I didn't. She left.
That was fortunate.
She left and went and moved in with a mechanic that worked.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't know where she went because I also DJ'd at the club.
Right.
And so I told her I had to go to the club and DJ, and I came home and she was gone.
Right.
And I had no idea where she was for 4 days.
Right.
You know, and I finally found out where she was because my neighbor knew where she was.
Right.
And I went over there and I went over to, you know, one of the mechanics that used to work for me. I went over and I'm just like, hey, is Brandy here? And he goes, yeah, she's here. And I'm just like, can I talk to her? And he goes, yeah, come on in. And she comes in. She goes, what are you doing here? I think the question is what are you doing here?
Yeah, really.
And she's like, I'm living here now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And that was the end of that. That was
Right. I don't know if you're aware of this, Neely, but I actually have a picture of her from recently.
Really?
Yeah, there she is.
That could be her for all I know.
It's Bridget Fonda. Whoops. Woof.
But yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But after that, I was just like, yeah, that's not happening anymore.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was it. I was done with that. It's just like, nope. And you know, you've known a few that I've been involved with, and it's come down to ultimatums, and it's just like, well,
every time it comes down to an ultimatum with you, they hang out for about 2 years.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's where's my fucking ring?
Yeah.
I know we said we weren't going for that, but where is it?
It's like, yeah, you're gonna have to go now.
Yep. Bye-bye.
You go now.
Mm-hmm.
You go now.
Beat it.
Yeah. Everything's fine. I've held up my end of the bargain. I've been very good to you.
And what bothers me the most is how shallow these chicks are. They feel like it's perfectly okay to be a gold digger, but if we're a pussy digger, then all of a sudden we're fucking bad. And we're the same thing. We're exactly the same thing. We just put value on a different thing.
Right.
They put value on money and the ability to attach to our money. We put value on their pussy and our ability to fucking invade it.
Right.
But it's the same thing. We're the same. But somehow we're worse because, God forbid, we want to get laid twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever. How dare we want to do that?
Yeah. How dare we want to touch you or grab you or squeeze you or, you know, whatever. It's like, because that's immature frat boy bullshit and it's not a turn on.
Well, maybe you didn't understand the reason I wanted to date you in the first place. It wasn't for your company.
Yeah. It was because you had the DSLs going on.
Yes. In any circle, no matter how old, guys that are 15 years old, guys that are 85 years old, and any circle you want to put in between, when they get together and they have their druthers, it's the guys without the women. Every time. Every time.
Yep.
The only time the women are there is when they are the kind that will cause too much grief not to bring them.
Right.
Is that not true?
That is true.
Every time.
Yep.
From 15 to 85. There's never a variation of that, ever. Nobody throws a party and says, you know what? I'm going to invite 10 of my guy friends and you bring your wives because they're cool too. That's been said never in the history of people.
Right.
You know, it just doesn't happen that way.
Nope.
And that being said, I'm maybe one of the few that, because I guess I'm gonna rephrase a little bit. It's almost never been said in history. There are a few guys, I'm one of them, that has a chick that is their friend.
Right.
Like a legitimate, just their friend, like me with Stephanie. Stephanie's my legitimate friend. So I don't mind if she comes along. But one of the reasons she's allowed to come along is because she doesn't act like a fucking chick. You know, she doesn't, when she comes to a party or something, it's not like all of a sudden we got to stop talking about pussy or what. She'll be the one leading the charge.
Right.
She'll be the one going, look at those tits. That girl's tits are better than mine. You know, I mean, she'll be like right in there on that shit. But that's so the exception to the rule. Almost every other place. How many times, dude, think about this in your life? You're what, 59?
Yes.
How many times in your life have you been somewhere? An event, a graduation, a funeral, something that has a gathering of people, whatever it would be, but a gathering of family, a Thanksgiving dinner, whatever it would be. And at some point, inevitably, at every one of these things, the wife bickers at the husband and they start arguing. And then there's the husband that's just trying to say, let's do this later. Let's talk about it later. Let's go outside. And no, we're going to do it here. I don't care if your family hears what I got to say.
Well, that was my ex-wife. I told you that story, how she left me at my parents' house on Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent 3 days at her parents' house.
Right.
Like 3 days before Christmas, like the day before Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. And then we drove back to Akron for Christmas dinner. And my whole family, who didn't all live in the town, but they came in and they held dinner and had dinner later in the evening just to accommodate us, because normally we would eat like at 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Well, they held dinner till like 5. To give us a little extra time. Well, we ate dinner and then she's like, okay, I'm ready to go now. It's like, wait a minute. We've been here under less than 2 hours. We just spent 3 days at your parents' house.
Right.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go.
Well, tough shit. We're staying.
That's what I said. And I said, well, we're not going anywhere. You need to sit down there or either be cordial or get involved or whatever the case may be. She sat on the couch for maybe a half an hour, and then she just grabbed the keys, got up, got out the door, and she drove off in my car and left me there.
What a bitch. What a fucking bitch. But it's always like, and meanwhile, the other side of that, the pendulum swing of that, guys can literally have a fist fight and be fine 5 minutes later at a party.
Right.
We saw it here at my house on that party that I don't remember what the party was for, but one
of your book releases.
One of my book release parties.
We were doing the show live, I believe.
Yeah.
We were doing
and
John and somebody else was getting into it in your living room.
Well, me. No, it was me. Remember, John was all drunk and he was yelling in here. And I went out there to tell him to shut the fuck up. And he told me, and he like jumped at me and I knocked him over my fucking couch. I just hit him and knocked him over my fucking couch. And at that point, AJ took him outside, calmed him down for 5 minutes. He came right back in. We were good. We went right back I came right back in here doing the show.
Right.
But we literally had a physical confrontation and we were good. It was like, all right, well, that's over. Onward we go.
All right. You put me in my place. I guess I'll, be your subservient cuck now.
Yeah. but it's just, chicks are a fucking, once you get into the relationship with them, they always want to change.
Yeah.
Always want to change. And it sucks. It's like, you know what? Some of you ladies are pretty fucking fun to be with when you're dating. You really are. But don't change that. And don't expect us to change. The fact that we're constantly trying to grab your tits and fucking finger bang you in the car and fucking get laid, that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for that in dating phase. That's what we're looking for. We don't look in phases. Do we?
No, I think that you just wanted to go on this way from here on out.
Yeah, look, Shelly, you're just wrong. I'm just going to say this to Shelly. She may not be one of these, but the majority are. Let me put this in the chat because it's in the other chat.
Yeah.
The locals chat.
Yeah.
So here's what Shelly said. Chris and Neely sound like they picked the bad ones.
No.
Well, then they're all bad.
They're all bad. I've had a share. I should know. Chris has known a few of them.
Yeah.
And, all lovely girls, all nice to look at, all pleasant. But boy, you don't, what do you want to conform to their expectations? They become a fucking nightmare.
How many chicks did I date when I first got single? I mean, dude, literally. And for those of you that don't remember, I'm sure some of you do. It was literally every single week there was a different chick in here when I was doing the show in the studio with me.
And it was a problem.
And it was a problem constantly.
Do you have to talk like that? Do you have to talk about those subjects? Do you have to have that opinion? Do you have to have this? It's like, this is me. This is who you're involved with. This is who,
And you were privy to it. And I think I shared it on the show too. Did I not tell every single one of them at the very first date? I do a show. It's really raunchy. Here's a link to it. Figure it out.
Right.
I told them all, every one of them. And some of them, to their credit, some of them were like,
for me.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. Some of them got shitty about it, and then I got shitty back with them. but I mean, I was always upfront. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing.
Right.
And they would all just not, when I'm buying $300 dinners and fucking $200 bar tabs, I'm the best guy in the world. But when I move them in here for 2 days and I want to fucking get my dick sucked, you might as well have thought that I said, hey, let me rape you. It's like, fuck off. They're all the same. Sorry, Shelly, you're wrong on that one. Maybe you're not like that, but that would make you the exception. You are not the rule.
Yeah. Believe me, there's only one that is the exception in my life.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah. Well, I'm never going to find out again because I don't want to deal with that bullshit.
I agree.
It hit the final head. I'll tell you when it was, because she was on the show. It hit the final nail with Amy.
Right.
I look, and I'll share shit I've never said. I legitimately could have broken every rule that I have and fucking married that girl. I really could have. I really liked spending time with her. I really, really liked even just being on the phone with her,
right,
or video chatting or any. Sure. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was really in love.
Mm-hmm.
And that girl, as soon as she came here, and it went from just fucking around and, seeing what we could get away with to like a lot more real. Wow, did that change in a hurry. In a fucking minute.
Right.
Different person. And it was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me with this shit. So badly. And the final straw, I don't know if I ever told this on the show. I don't even know if I ever told you. But the final straw was when I was messing around with Amy, was when my son came down with cancer.
Right.
And I quite obviously, as my son's dad, freaked the fuck out, that my kid had fucking lymphoma, and I was like, holy mother of fuck, what am I going to do? And this bitch fucking texted me at one point and said, stop spending so much time on your son and spend more time spending time with me. And I was like, you fucking bitch. You are so fucking fired.
Right.
And I did. I went fucking berserk.
Right.
Because but that was what it was. Before we got serious, if my son would have come down with cancer then, before we got serious, I guarantee you she'd have been like, do what you got to do. I'll be here when you come back. I'll be here once you get your world in order. But no, because we were further, it was like, you got to spend time with me. You got to give me attention.
Right.
Fuck your kid. I was like, no, fuck you. Beat it. You're gone. You're out of my world.
Right.
And that was hard as fuck. I had to go to all my friends and tell them to unfollow her on fucking stupid Facebook and all this other bullshit to cut her off from all access because I didn't want her creeping or any of that bullshit on me. It was a real pain in the dick to get rid of her. But onward she went.
Yeah.
That's probably the only, weird as this is to say, that's the only chick I've ever completely written out of my life. Like completely written out of my life. You know, I'm still in contact with pretty much everybody else that I dated more than once, you know, and obviously, you know, I say it all the time. Me and my ex talk somewhat often, not super often, but
Well, you have shared children though, so
yeah, but they're grown. My daughter turned 33 today, for God's sakes. I don't have to.
Yeah, but you're still going to be attached to her for forever.
Well, we get along okay. I mean, I'm not going to say we're buds or anything now, but you know, we're civil, which is more than I could ever say when we were married.
Sure, absolutely.
As you saw firsthand.
Right.
Civility and me and her was not a thing.
Yeah. I getcha. All right. Well, let's get back to some of these other.
All right. Yeah. Let's hear what these other winners have to say.
These other grievances.
All right. Let's hear this.
For my whole 20s, I had to make my boss think that my ideas were actually his to get him to agree with me or even consider what I was saying. I had 2 more jobs after that where I fell into the same situation. Thankfully, I work in a place that has given me a voice and confidence. There are good places out there, and I promise, where it's not all about the top dog CEO bro who takes in 99% of the profits. Do not sell yourself short or allow an imposter syndrome to take over. I regret that so much. Well, that's less on them and more on you.
Yeah, that's your choices.
You allowed them to walk all over you.
Exactly. To both Chris and Neely, what do you think about the old saying, girls give sex to get love and guys give love to get sex? I don't agree, but I'll let you answer first.
Let me see. Girls give sex to get love.
That part I agree with.
And guys give love to get sex. I don't know. I've had some girls who have been very aggressive in very early stages. And I certainly wasn't giving any love, but they were willing to give the sex.
Yeah.
So I'm going to agree with the first part, not so much agree with the second part, because I've had girls come on to me in a very, very short window to where I wasn't even, didn't even know them well enough before they were already willing to give it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just think the whole premise of this statement is a little bit wrong. Women, I think it's more of an equate thing. Women equate sex with love. They think that pussy's so valuable that if you're willing to be in it, then you must love them.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. I love anybody at 2 a.m. I don't give a fuck who they are. There's no love in me. And that's the other thing with the guys. We equate sex to just fun. We don't equate it to any other emotion.
Yeah, it's just an activity.
Yeah, it's no. I said this to Kelly one time. You want to talk about an argument? we were drinking and just throwing shit around, and I actually said this. I said that guys don't look at sex any differently than we do a baseball game or a concert or something like that. It's literally the same in our head.
Yeah.
It's not better.
No, it's an activity. It's a thing that you do.
Yeah. It's kind of like going to the gym if you actually like going to the gym.
Right.
Because it's really just exercise.
Yeah. It's just an activity. That's all it is. It's not an emotional thing. It's not a heartfelt thing specifically, not in all cases, but specifically. And it's just an activity.
Yeah. It's just something to do. It's better than watching TV.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to. It's better than watching TV.
Right.
But when you say that to chicks, they get all fucking pissy.
Yeah, because they attach emotion to it, and guys are just like, this isn't an emotional thing to me. It's just like, man, this feels pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and that's
great.
And that's it.
It's literally, sex is literally from guy laziness. It's like, this feels better than me beating my dick, and I don't have to do it myself.
Right.
That's why a fucking motorized fleshlight is pretty much just as good as a chick to most of us.
Exactly.
Honestly, why do you think the porn shops can sell those fucking torso things? That's just an ass with a pussy and an asshole on it.
Right. Exactly.
You know why? Because that is really all the more we equate sex to. Something that'll fucking go on our dick and make us fucking squirt. That's it. That is it. There's no need for anything more than that. All the bullshit that you girls, any girl, and I put this to any of you ladies that are listening, that are already fucking probably fuming at me and Neely. If you've ever asked your guy to cuddle after he's blown his load, you don't know anything about your guy. Because your guy just wants to go to fucking sleep now. Or get up and go do something else. No guy. Let me take this back. The only time that a guy wants to do that is if the sex is part of something special that happened in the day. So if you had some significant moment, like you got the big raise at work or something, I mean, you get the big raise at work, you call home, you're not going to believe this, babe. I got a 30% raise at work. Oh, that's great. Blah, blah, blah. You come home. She's got the nice dinner for you. Got the fucking candlelight bullshit. She fucks your brains out, like really gives you the good sex, not just the none of the mill shit.
Not the blowjob in the broom closet.
Yeah, exactly. Not the are you done yet sex. She gives you the good sex at that point. Then it's somewhat okay for the cuddle part because you're both kind of involved in the accomplishment, the reason for the sex.
Yeah,
not necessarily the sex, but if it's just Friday night and you're asleep and you wake up with a hard dick and you start grabbing her tits because that's just what guys do. So we all do. We wake up at 3 a.m. We're like, look over and you're like, I'm going to fuck her. So we do. We wake up. So when we start grabbing her tits and the girl inevitably goes, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm doing?
Sleeping. Leave me alone.
But then if you leave her alone, she's like, are you going back to sleep? No, I'm getting ready to fuck you. That's how this whole work. That's how it works. But in that scenario, once we've busted our nut, the last thing in the world we want to do is fucking cuddle. What we want to do is go back to sleep. Now we got the poison out of us. When your dick is hard, ladies, let me just explain this to you.
Your dick is hard, ladies.
When your dick is hard, like really, really fucking hard from a fucking, like a morning wood hard, there's nothing else you can do in your life except focus on your dick being hard. And you have a few options. You can wait it out, which is usually a pain in the ass.
Pain in the dick.
You could try the mental approach, Roseanne Barr, hoping it goes away, which 50-50 at best.
Bridget Fonda.
Yeah, Bridget Fonda. I mean, you can jerk off, just get rid of it. Or if there's a chick, you can get her to take care of it. That's it. But that's all it's worth to us too. It's not like we got that fucking morning wood because we're like, man, this beautiful woman is next to me and I want to have mad passionate sex with her right now. She's so special to me. That's never gone through any guy's head in the history of men. Never. And if it was, they're fucking other men because they're gay as could be. Am I wrong in any of this?
Not at all. Again, it's not for most guys, and depending on the situation, it's not an emotional thing. It's just a physiological thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
We just need a nut.
Yeah. It's like you're there. We're together. Accommodate me here.
That's right. Take care of me. That's taking care of me. Same as that is literally the equivalent of bringing me chicken soup when I got the flu.
Right.
It's the exact same thing. We're just giving you the cream of some old guy.
All right. My ex-boyfriend was, most likely still is, the type of controlling guy who spent our entire relationship telling me that I don't drink enough water. One day I was having terrible period cramps, and he tried to convince me that I was having cramps because I was dehydrated. I gave him the good old, "That's not how periods work" speech, but I'm certain he didn't believe me. This same man broke up with me in a text message. He's over 30. I feel sorry for any girl who's dated him.
But you sucked his dick.
Yeah.
Fooled you.
Yeah.
But again, see, all these points are still the same, though. I guarantee you he was that way before.
Yeah, he was that way when you met him. But you thought, hey, this guy's potential. I could change him, or I can mold him into what I think he should be.
This sounds like she moved the relationship up way too fast.
Yeah.
In her own head. She didn't even know this guy, and she automatically was in love. Fuck out of here with that.
Yeah, you're like a blank canvas. I can make something out of you.
Yeah, I could change you.
Right.
I can make you good. I can make you sophisticated. Shut up.
I was telling my male boss about a trip I was planning, backpacking solo in Europe for a month. What is with that? Let's backpack around Europe. You ever hear that? That's like the most cliche thing I ever heard in my life. Let's go backpacking through Europe.
Who wants to do that?
I don't know. It's like
hipsters.
It is. It definitely is. It's like let's stay at hostels and backpack through Europe and take in the essence of Europe.
Yeah, no thanks.
Okay. I was planning my route where I was staying and how I was going to get around. And he said he and a friend went to Germany one summer and just hitchhiked the whole way. I was like, no, I can't do that. It took him a minute to figure it out. I saw the light bulb go on. He said, "Oh, I guess you probably can't. I wouldn't want my daughter to do that either."
Okay. Clueless about the fact that what the real thought is I don't want to be with a crabby bitch while I'm doing this.
Right.
Not that I could even understand two men wanting to do it, but at least if you go with a buddy, he's not going to whine and bitch the whole time.
Exactly.
She's going to be like, "It's fucking too hot to go today.
Oh, my feet are tired.
This backpack's heavy. You need to carry it for me." Fuck off.
One day a male friend asked, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Making it as hard as possible for someone to get into my apartment by way of the window with the AC unit in it." He replied, "That looks like a lot of work. You have insurance, right? Just let them take the TV." No, they're breaking in to get my valuable pussy. Don't you understand?
Yeah, they're coming to tie me up and have their way with me.
Yeah, you never know when the Night Stalker is on the loose out there.
That's right.
Yesterday, I was in the building where I work. It was a day when we were technically closed, but I like to work those days because it's quiet and I can get things done. It was early morning. I had the lights off and the door locked, but a man came to the door looking for my male colleague. I tried to keep the man outside, but he sort of forced the door open and came inside, making a comment about it being too hot outside and needing to view the space. The space is partly a gallery, and this man was going to be showing his work there. He continued asking me questions when I reiterated that my colleague wasn't in yet, but would be by such and such a time, so he could come back then. He finally said, "Okay," and he turned to leave. As he was opening the door, he turned to me and said, "You're gorgeous." I can't even register it as a compliment because I immediately went into a terrified fight or flight mode. So
then just stay home.
Yeah, I paid you a compliment. Oh my God, he's going to attack me.
Yeah. Stay home, you over fucking sensitive idiot. You know, I'm tired of that nonsense too. The whole you can't say, oh, you're cute or you look hot or whatever. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
I'm just gonna do it. I don't care if you're upset. If you're upset that I gave you a compliment, that's your fucking problem. That's how I look at it.
It's creepy.
Tough.
It's creepy, but I made myself up and I wore a low cut blouse and everything to get noticed. But the minute you say you notice me, then that's creepy.
Yeah.
But
what are you supposed to say?
But if it's a guy that I'm interested in and he makes a compliment, then that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. What are we supposed to say if we're interested? You look perfectly acceptable today.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You're acceptable. You're perfectly acceptable.
You look human today. Very good.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here with this nonsense. These chicks are fucking delusional.
Right. Well, it's the world we live in.
Yeah, a bunch of scared fucking twat bags.
A guy said to a woman, we were both friends. A guy said to a woman we were both friends with, I don't understand why you think laundry is difficult. All you do is load the clothes in the machine, add soap, and press the buttons. You're done. Her response was, at the same time, I'm wrangling 3 kids while doing laundry. I also will have to do 3 loads of laundry while wrangling these kids. His response was, that's your life choice. That's your problem. No one said you need to have kids. Empathy and compassion for others is dead.
It's always been that way.
That's nothing new.
Yeah. Do you think in the 50s, the ward cleavers of the world really wanted those kids? The only reason they had them was because they knew they had a fucking built-in babysitter back then.
Right.
It's the only reason they had them. They wanted pussy. They didn't want to pull out, and they knew that they had a babysitter. So they had kids. Yes?
I would imagine I did everything I could to prevent that.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
There's a guy who comes to my events with my friendship group. He's a creep and says awful things like, when women dress a certain way, they can't be surprised by what happens. That's a creepy thing.
I guess me and you are both creeps then.
Yes. I have asked my male friends several times not to leave me alone with him, but they all say it's fine. He's fine. Even though I've told them what he said and he's followed me to the toilet a few times.
All right. Well, he is a creep.
I guess he is.
That doesn't make everybody a creep.
They didn't get it. They act as if I'm being irrational. It really pisses me off. I asked them again recently and they said, he's not that bad. And I said, you wouldn't say that if you were a girl. There's no making them understand that's not good.
How about this? Why do they have to understand your perspective? Handle your own business.
Well, again, in this day and age of equality, everybody's equal. All of a sudden now you want chivalry.
Yeah.
You know,
no.
It's just like, well, either you accept the fact that, you know, you're a chick or a woman rather, and guys are guys, or you can't have all the benefits and none of the obligations.
But that's exactly what they want.
Well, that's what it is. All the benefits and none of the obligations.
Yeah. Too bad. Not giving it to you.
Yeah.
You won't like it if and I've said this to quite a few of my female friends. You won't like me much if I treat you like I do my guy friends.
Exactly.
Because I will tell you you're a piece of shit. B, I'll punch you in the mouth. You know, you won't like that guy. You won't like it. You need me to have something in my head that says you can't do that to a woman. You need me to have that part. And if you really want to be an equal, that's fine. Believe me, that makes my life a hell of a lot easier. When women run their fucking pie holes and you can't just haul off and knock their teeth out when they really deserve getting their teeth knocked out, that's hard. There were many times during my divorce I wanted to fucking hit my wife with a ball bat right in the fucking mouth. But I couldn't do it because you don't hit women. It's It's the rule.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I like that rule. It wasn't even because I believe in that rule. It's because it's the rule.
Well, you're like Chris Rock. I'm not saying to do it, but I understand.
I understand. Yeah, I totally understand.
Yep. My partner will open the front door to complete strangers who ring the doorbell. Who ever heard of answering your front door?
Yeah, answer the front door. Who does that?
I, on the other hand, will look out the window first, then crack the window if I need to talk to them. When I explain why I do not feel safe at all when he does that, it's just a door, no security screen or anything. He was genuinely baffled. Look, like it took a while, but I'm still not entirely sure he gets it.
No.
I walked about a half a mile to meet with a friend for drinks, and it was pouring rain. Then we wrapped up around midnight. My boyfriend could not understand why I was so insistent on him picking me up, and eventually was such an ass about it that I walked home. He definitely got an earful.
It's funny. Hi, Jay.
There, look at Jay Dressner.
Yeah, I don't know Jay Dressner, but hello, Jay.
Yeah, we're still here, Jay. Thank you for stopping in.
You know, I got a text from Bob Leather this week.
Did you?
Speaking of this,
Yes.
and Bob Leather said to me, he said, you know, I hadn't listened to you guys consistently in a year or something.
Okay.
Like you've just been busy with life and blah, blah, blah. And he said, you know, it's really refreshing that I could just turn it on and listen to a brand new episode. And it's the same as it was back then.
Same as
You
it
know,
was.
yeah, exactly. Hasn't changed an ounce. Hasn't softened. Hasn't, you know, caved into the man. Nothing.
No.
He was like, that is fucking good. He's like that. He said he literally has not heard that with anything else that he's listened to for a long time. So I took that as a compliment.
Right.
So anyway.
When the Me Too movement started, my husband was questioning why a woman would actually wait to come forward and report an assault or harassment. I had to try to explain the realities of trauma and the quite real possibility of not being believed, topped off by retaliation. He then went on to question why so many women seem to have a story about being harassed or assaulted because he had not done or would never do anything like that, and didn't believe any of his friends would either. I let out a deep sigh and then reminded him of the time I punched his drunk friend in the face at a party because he tried to force himself on me.
Yeah. I'll side with the guy on this one again. We don't have your experiences. We're not equal to you. We don't care. Quite honestly, we don't care. You know, deal with your own bullshit. We don't come home to tell you every fucking thing that pisses us off.
And this one will cap it off for you.
Okay.
I had a long ago boyfriend who I accused of not liking women. He said, of course he did, and referenced his Playboy channel subscription. He became an ex shortly thereafter.
Oh, how dare you? How dare you like to see women?
Yeah.
He had a Playboy channel subscription. Translation, she's not giving him nearly enough pussy.
Well, again, he had to bury his face in her neck.
Yeah, yeah.
Look away. Look away.
Look away. What a fucking bunch of cunts that wrote these comments. Wow.
Let's see here, and let's see what. Let me read this one real quick and see if it's
okay. Go ahead.
Up. If you have a larger chest, you will automatically be sexualized no matter what you wear.
Yes.
Just stay objectified and be liked, okay?
Yes. You know what else? You won't be shunned like you will if you're flat chested.
Right.
You got a nice set of tits. We'll be nice to you. That's truth.
I have what you'd call an athletic build with generally smaller chest. I have a friend who is a similar size, but she inherited her mom's boobs in her butt. More than once, it has happened that the same clothing that passed without problems on me, that be a t-shirt, dresses, jeans, blah, 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 became a problem when she was wearing it. But that makes sense.
Yeah, well, make it known that you suck dick a little bit easier than the one with the big tits, and you'll get that attention. You can compensate. Right? I look, a flat-chested chick can still get a lot of dudes.
Sure.
Just has to make it known that she throws the pussy around.
Right.
And yes, we're always going to want, we always want to see titties bounce.
Right.
What was it that Ron White said once in his comedy routine? Once you've seen your first pair of tits, now you want to see all the rest of them.
Right.
That's what he said in his comedy routine, and he's 1,000% right. We never get tired. I won't speak for you because you're the anomaly to everything, Neely, but the rest of us pigs out here, I will tell you, we will look at any pair of tits. Any. I'll look at Lizzo's tits just to see them. I would be interested in seeing them. I'd be interested in seeing Bridget Fonda's tits today. Guys want to see all tits all the time.
Sure.
We love them. We love them. And if that means that we're nicer to you so that we can get a little closer and kind of watch them shimmy in your shirt a little bit when you're moving around, yes, accept it. At least we're being nice to you. You know, holy shit.
Was it? You probably don't remember this because it's so old, but I think Dolly Parton was on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Okay.
And it caused a big uproar when he made some kind of a comment to her. He said that he made some kind of comment that he would pay X amount of dollars just to get a peek under her shirt. He said that on the show, and I just remember the outrage that he caused by saying something to that effect. He said, he says, boy, I'd pay, $1 million or some shit like that just to get a peek under your blouse or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And boy, that just caused a ripple effect, man.
At that time, the Tonight Show did what, about 30 million viewers a night or some crazy number like that?
It was the only one. It was the only thing on the show on TV that time of the night.
So I guarantee you, as sure as water is wet, there were 15 million guys at the exact same time thinking the exact same thing.
Exactly. Fuck yeah.
There's a reason that all the chicks, that 90% of the chicks that are fucking famous have big tits, because that's what guys want to see.
Right. Well, I mean, look at the old starlets of the day: Jane Mansfield,
Marilyn Monroe,
Amy Van Dorn. They were all with the little thin waist, the big boobs, the nice ass. That was the thing.
If you don't have huge tits, you better be a monster actress.
Jane Russell.
Yeah, of course.
Holy shit. Big Jane Russell. Jesus.
Dude, think about it this way. Julia Roberts. I'll go a little more modern.
Okay.
Great actress. Honestly, she's a really good actor. You agree with that? She's a really good actress.
I've never been a fan, but I agree with what you're saying.
But she's ugly. And she doesn't have great tits. She has fucking mosquito bites. And then she's got that rhineroceros mouth that we've talked about previously.
A big alligator mouth.
Big alligator mouth. So, she had to be a great actress. By comparison, Pamela Anderson was able to work for 20 years. That girl couldn't act her way out of a fucking kindergarten play. But it did not matter. Because all we wanted to do was see her running around on the beach or running around in a leather outfit playing barbed wire.
Right, of course.
I mean, come on. That's just the way. What's the other girl that's like really considered a great actress, older? Susan Sarandon. She's considered a great actress, right?
Yeah, she's been around a long time.
I don't even know what her body looks like. Do you?
The only one that I know that I can, she was on Thelma and Louise.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know movies. I'm saying her body is unstunning.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing remarkable about her. Yeah.
No, her body's unstunning. So she had to be a great actress in order to keep working.
True.
Where Scarlett Johansson, another one, doesn't act very well, but who cares? She's hot.
They want to look at her.
They want to look at her.
Sure.
Jennifer Connelly, terrible actress.
Yeah,
and picks terrible picks terrible shit to be in, no less. And I'll tell you what, that movie that she did, or that series that she did recently, that Frozen Train or whatever that shit was called, where the earth was frozen and now the only place to live was on this train that drove around.
Okay.
I forget what it was called, but it was on like TBS or something. She was in this thing. I must have watched 2.5 seasons of this fucking show. And it was total shit, but she's a Snowpiercer. Thank you, Anthony. Snowpiercer. It was garbage, but she was hot. So
right.
I watched it. That tits equal money. if you women don't understand that, that's the truth. Tits equal money. If you've got big tits, we will spend bigger money. If you've got if you're a flat-chested chick or small tits, you better do something else to prove that you're sexually worthy of our money. Because in our mind, that's what we're doing. We're trading money for sex. Whether it's buying hookers or buying you, we're trading money for sex. That's what we do. That's just the way of the world. Accept it.
I agree.
All right. You done with this story? Because I actually have a follow-up, and I know we're getting long in this segment, but I have a follow-up that fits this segment.
Okay.
Are you done, though? I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah, no, I'm done. I've run out. Go ahead.
All right. You got your tape handy? On the topic of Snatchchat.
Yes.
Podcaster Sophia Franklin revealed she only wants to date a wealthy guy and will ask for their bank statements on the first date before pursuing any further. She confessed on her podcast, Sophie with an F.
Okay.
So in order to date this bitch, you got to show her your bank statement.
All right.
So I'm not going to read any more than here. What would you do if you went out on a first date and she asked you to see your bank statement?
Well, I think I would probably have to ask her, why do you need to see that? It's like, what's the deal?
Well, I only want to date a guy at a certain financial level.
Yeah. Well, again, if that's her only objective, then I got no use for her.
So you would just leave it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I might go the dirty route. I might be like, here, I'll pull it up on my phone, but if I do, you got to suck my dick today. I would be that guy. Since we're already going to blow it up anyway, might as well totally blow it up. You might get a blowjob.
Might.
Probably not, but what kind of fucking gold digging cunt is this bitch?
Well, that's just at least putting her hand out there right away, and you know who you're dealing with.
So do you look at it as a pot? And it's weird because comments on this story, it's posted in a few places. Comments on this story go both ways. There's a bunch of people that are like me. They're like, this is a gold digging cunt and she deserves the worst.
Okay.
But then there's equally amount of guys that are like, hey, at least she's saying it, so I know to fucking get rid of her now.
That's me. It's just like, well, at least she's showing her hand. At least I know who I'm dealing with. So if things go badly or whatever, if I choose to engage, then that's all on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she ain't all that either. You want to see her?
Yeah, I have no idea who this person is.
Yeah, she's some fucking whatever. Instagram, blah, 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 blah,
blah. Oh, yeah. Is she the one who said she makes like $363,000 a month or something?
I don't know what she does.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, she's
average.
She's got 5 head.
Yeah, she does have 5 head. That is true.
That's not happening.
Yeah, you could Netflix and chill on her forehead.
Yeah. Yeah, She's John Astronomy's sister.
Jane.
She's Jane Astronomy.
It's Jane Astronomy.
Right.
I mean, she's got a decent bod, but no tits.
But she's average. There's nothing that spectacular about her.
She deserves lower end on the bank statement.
Yeah. I mean,
she's not that far from trailer park value.
Yeah, I've dated girls much better looking than that.
Yeah.
Much better.
But I'm saying, what kind of number do you think you should have to date this broad?
60,000.
I think that's way too high. You think if you make $45,000, that's not enough to attain this?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I wouldn't even look at her. I wouldn't even give her a second look, to be honest with you.
No, she's just average.
Yeah, there's nothing spectacular about her.
No, certainly not. I got to validate my income too.
No, but I can't believe she's making 300 and some thousand a month. I think in that article there, it says that she makes.
I don't think this is the same bitch.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure, but her clip with nearly 900,000 views. Yeah, this is not. I don't think this is the same girl.
Oh, okay, because
this is a different pig.
Oh, right, because Brian Bauman sent me one today. I'm taking boyfriend applications. I've already got 3,000 candidates. Oh yeah, this is somebody different.
Okay.
I'll shoot this over to you because
send it over.
Because it's she's like an Instagram model or some shit, but again, to me, she's average.
Right.
She's nothing either. So let's see here.
Get my mail open.
All right, I'm hit and send.
All right.
Yeah, this is another one that she's claims she makes a shit ton of money, and she's taking boyfriend applications.
Ah, good boyfriend applications.
Yeah. She said she claims she makes 360,000 a month doing fans only.
Oh, good for her.
Why does she want a boyfriend then?
Yeah.
And again, I mean, she's got the thick ass, medium boobs, thin waist. But to me, I wouldn't even give her a second thought. Look, if I saw her on the street.
Yeah, she's got a pretty face.
Yeah, she's okay. I mean, she's okay. She's not ugly, but she's, nothing that, and she's got the ass thing going on.
Yeah, she definitely has the ass thing going on.
She's got the whole Kardashian ass bubble butt thing happening.
Which one is it? This one? No, it's not that one.
Yeah, that one right there. No,
I know that. I've got the link pulled up, and it's just not. I don't know which tab to hit. That's all. This one. There she is.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got a pretty face.
Well, she's, like I said, she's not ugly, but you got to look at her other photos too.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be applying to date her.
And what is it? What is she doing on, fans only that guys are willing to throw a bunch of money her way to see her do what?
Finger banging herself.
Is that what it is?
She's either finger banging herself or sucking somebody's cock. I mean, what else? I mean, it's just, it's got to be porn.
Well, she wouldn't be sucking somebody's cock because she's taking boyfriend applications.
Maybe she's showing what she can do. Yeah, she's kind of average, really.
Well, I mean, she's just, she's there.
Yeah. I mean, this picture especially that's regular girl. That's Carmela Soprano's younger daughter.
Right.
Yeah, that's all right.
Find the one where she's showing off her big booty. Keep scrolling down.
I think that was the first one I had.
No. Keep going down. Keep going. One more.
Not this one?
No, one more. Right there.
Ugh. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's not hot. That ass is gross. Yeah, that's not good.
Jesus Christ. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, not good. Whatever. Another stinky turd ass.
Again, 360 grand a month, supposedly.
I don't believe that.
That's what she says.
I don't believe her at all. I don't believe she makes a third of that. No way.
Oh boy.
I don't think this picture's out there. All right. Well, that's that. Wow.
All right. Well, before we close out the segment, I got a joke.
All right.
I just remembered this and I found it.
Okay.
A man wanted to get married. Did he?
Okay. No, he didn't.
He was having trouble choosing among three likely.
Oh, wait. I thought that was the joke.
He was having trouble choosing among three likely candidates. He gives each woman a present of $5,000 and watches to see what they do with the money.
Mm-hmm.
The first one does a total makeover. She goes to a fancy beauty salon, gets her hair done, new makeup, buys several new outfits, and dresses up very sexy for the man. She tells him that she's done this to be more attractive for him because she loves him so much, and the man is impressed. The second goes shopping to buy the man gifts. She gets him a new set of golf clubs, some new gizmos for his computer, and some expensive clothes. As she presents these gifts, she tells him that she spent all the money on him because she loves him so much. And again, the man is impressed. The third invests the money in the stock market. She earned several times the $5,000 he gave her. She gives him back his $5,000 and reinvests the remainder in a joint account. She tells him that she wants to save for their future because she loves him so much. Obviously, the man was impressed. The man thought for a long time about which woman he had. The man thought for a long time about what each had done with the money he had given her.
Okay.
Then he married the one with the biggest tits.
Yeah. It's not even a joke. It's just reality.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not even going to laugh. I'm just thinking, yep, that's what I would have done too.
Exactly.
I'd have listened to all the evaluations and said, all right, 36 double D, let's get hitched.
Exactly.
And then I'd be divorced in 3 years.
Right. And then she'd get all the money anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I say we wrap up this segment. I got a song pulled up here, which I think just perfectly rounds out the segment.
Okay.
It's Steel Panther with big boobs. With big boobs.
Big boobs? Perfect.
Exactly. So we'll play a few tunes. We'll come back. We'll do some more stuff. So here it is at Steel Panther exclusively here
On your classic.